All right, everyone. So today we have got a very special video because we are back in Raid Maintenance Legends, and this is the time of the day that I normally end up recording my videos. And unfortunately, I am unable to log into the game to do anything right now, and I only have a limited time in order to really record in the mornings before I have to head out. So I thought I would do a special video. I guess you could even call it a meme video, at least somewhat anyway, and talk about some things that you can do raid related while we actually have downtime going on in game. So these are all going to be things that you can do outside of Raid Shadow Legends, but they're still all going to be raid related. So with that being said, let's jump right to it and start off with number one. And I want to say, of course, thank you very much, because all of you guys are currently doing number one on the list already. I know that sounds crazy, but number one is going to be watching raid YouTube videos. So that is definitely something that you can do when the servers are down, when the servers are not down, of course. But this is a great way to not only just learn about more stuff raid related without actually playing the game, but if you enjoy raid, there's just plenty of raid content out there, not only on my channel. And a big thank you to all of you guys who do decide to watch a bunch of videos, not just this one in particular, but there's tons of raid videos out there overall. There's a lot of very passionate raid YouTubers and content creators who spend a lot of their day making videos. So, you know, if you guys want to help support not just myself, but other content creators, when the servers are down, that's definitely something that you can do to occupy your time that is raid related. Now, if you are a bit newer to the game, or if you're still learning, there's definitely tons of stuff that you can find on my channel in particular related to Raid Shadow Legends. I'm getting close to 200 videos now. I think I'm at about 170 so far. So pretty much everything newer to intermediate player related, you guys can end up finding it on my channel, at least somewhere in the Raid Shadow Legends playlist. Until you get into very specifics, I've probably got a video pretty much explaining whatever it is that you're wondering about at this point. So feel free to take a look at the channel, take a look at the Raid Shadow Legends playlist in general, and I'm sure that you can find the answers to whatever questions that you guys still have about the game. And if you can't find it in a video, feel free to let me know in the comments section. Let me know in the actual Discord server as well. You can let me or one of the moderators know, and we will do our best to get back to you as soon as you can. But that's definitely a great way to occupy your time when the servers are down. Now, something that I did not mention is live streams. Now, that is something you can, of course, do when the servers are down, but I didn't really focus on it that much in this video because live streams are live. And, of course, if the servers are down, then all the Raid Shadow Legends live streams are unfortunately not going to be able to play the game as well. So they're probably all going to be live streams of actually looking at the loading screen, whereas YouTube videos, because they are pre-recorded, you can definitely find previous information about things that you're looking for and not just videos of staring at a loading screen. Not like there's anything against that, but that's why I decided not to focus on live streaming as much in this video, because it's not going to be the same as YouTube videos when there is downtime. So that's number one on the list right there. Now let's move on to number two. Now, number two, this one is really going to be if you guys are a Reddit person or if you're not. I feel like there's two types of people on the internet. There's people who actually enjoy keeping up with certain Reddits and subreddits, and then there are people who really try to stay away from it as best as they can. And there's good reason, because Reddit definitely has its very own culture, its very own style of people and interactions. But there is a Raid Shadow Legends subreddit, and it is actually surprisingly very, very active. So if you go to it, I believe it's just reddit.com/r/Raid Shadow Legends. And as you guys can see, when there's maintenance, you'll notice that this number, the amount of people online, spikes up quite a bit. Right now, there's about 1,500. I know earlier there were over 2,000, almost 30,000 actual subscribers of the subreddit. I know I'm using the new Reddit view, which I really don't actually like. I wish I could switch back to the old one. But just for example purposes, you guys can take a look. There's lots of memes and just stuff, discussions, pretty much everything big deal, Raid Shadow Legends related, anything community focused or oriented. You're going to find it somewhere on the front page of the Reddit at some point eventually, at least if it's reasonably big news. Of course, there's news of the downtime that's going on right now. This always pops up whenever we have it. But, hey, it's just something to occupy your time. Like I said, there's two types of people, I feel like. There's people who enjoy looking at certain subreddits, and then there's people who like to stay away from it. But a little friendly reminder, there is a specific Raid Shadow Legends subreddit out there if you are interested. So That's going to be number 2. Now we move on to number 3. Now this is one that I always at least take a bit of a glance at whenever we do have downtime, just because of how absolutely crazy it gets, and that is to just keep an eye on the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server. Now obviously it's important to keep an eye on it for the announcements, because this is really kind of the way that the developers and the community managers have chosen as their outlet of official communication with the community, and you'll find it in the actual Discord server in the announcements page. Which is going to be right here. This is the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server, and you'll find all the announcements, everything important. You guys can see all the news about the server downtimes and maintenance, all of this stuff. Any kind of big deals will be posted here. But whenever we have downtime, you'll notice that in the general chat, which is going to be the most active, it always goes absolutely berserk. It goes crazy. There's tons of people just... I don't really know how to explain it. Discord has its own culture. The one thing that I noticed is whenever we have downtime, it seems to be dozens, if not hundreds of people asking for compensation, and then the reactions go crazy as well. This one in particular has been really popular. It's not anything to take seriously. It's just kind of a fun thing to take a look at whenever the servers go down. It can be pretty quiet when the servers are actually up and active though, but... you know, if you're a Discord person, again, there's Reddit people, there's Discord people. There is an official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server. If you are a Discord person, definitely keep an eye on that for several different reasons. So that's going to end up being number 3 on the list right there. Now we actually get into some actual stuff that is going to be more related to helping plan your account and moving forward in terms of progress in game. Everything so far has just kind of been raid related stuff to occupy your time. If you're bored, you know, if there's downtime and you're just looking for something to do raid related. Now there's some actual stuff that can help you on your accounts. And number 4 is going to be plan things out that can be done offline from raid, like your next champion that you want to plan to get to level 60, you know, maybe things like masteries, general gearing ideas, what your next account goals are. And this is another reason why, me personally, I like to keep a lot of stuff related to my Raid Shadow Legends account actually offline in things like spreadsheets and notepads. Not only so that I can keep track of it better if I move to a different device. You know, I switch between mobile and PC quite a bit. I like to keep this kind of stuff handy so I can access it on different platforms, but it's also stuff that I can work on when the servers are down. I don't like to have absolutely everything, all the info related to my account in game. So I'll have things like what champions I'm working on, my gear, masteries, just general kind of account goals, all kind of written down and accessible in some way, shape, or form outside of the actual game. Because if I feel like working on my account some way when the servers are down, I can always go through that stuff and work on it in some way. So that's something that you can do, and if you don't do that already, I definitely recommend it, especially with the ludicrous amount of downtime that Raid Shadow Legends has had over the last few weeks. Now we move on to number 5 on the list. Now, this is a little bit similar to number 4, although it's a bit more general, and I wanted to highlight one website in particular. I really like to take a look at this website for champions in particular, especially when the servers are down, just to kind of get a general idea of, you know, things like new champions or champions that I really haven't taken a look at in detail myself further in game. And that's to just look up specific information about champions, their skills, their gear, their masteries, what you know, kind of makes that champion unique on a database type website like Ayumilove, which of course is going to be available and accessible even when Raid Shadow Legends is offline. So Ayumilove is a great website. I use this one a lot, especially when comparing champions and looking up information about new champions that I haven't really looked at too much before. And just a little bit of a highlight. This is the actual website right here. You can see the tier list. Now, of course, tier lists are always a little bit up in the air. You might agree with a lot of the rankings. You might disagree with some of them. I think generally speaking, they're pretty spot on. I would say, you know, maybe between 10 and 20% of them. I disagree with at least a little bit, but it still gives you a relatively good idea of, you know, kind of where most champions stand in terms of their general usefulness. And you can see there's a lot of champions. Each one of these as well has its own page that you can actually go through and take a look and see. So if you click on a champion, you'll have just general information about their skills, their abilities, more information, recommended masteries and things of that nature. So obviously there's a lot of champions in Raid Shadow Legends. There's a lot that you could still learn. Even me, I've been playing the game now for getting close to a full year, and there's still a lot of stuff that I am learning. So this is definitely a website you can get really carried away with even when the game is offline. So I highly recommend it. And I'll leave a link in the description as well for those of you guys who are interested in taking a look at it further. So that's going to be next up on the list right there. And finally, number 6, this is going to be the really bold one. I left this for last because I know it's going to be the most shocking one. It's actually not raid related as much as everything else in this video was, and that is a couple of non-raid related options. Like, you could either take a look at possibly playing other games, whether they're mobile games or not. Everyone kind of has their preferences, so I'm not going to mention any specific games as of right now. I have my preferences. You guys probably have yours. I know we all play Raid Shadow Legends, so we have a general idea of what kind of games we all like, but that's another option, and I'm always looking whenever there's downtime or I have extra time myself. I'm always looking at exploring other games just for my own personal enjoyment, even if I don't plan on making videos about them or anything of that nature. It's just something else to do, or you could, do other things like IRL. I know Raid's a mobile game, so, that makes that a little bit easier, but, there are other options out there as well. So, this was more just of a fun video, a meme video, whatever you want to call it, but with the crazy amount of downtime that we have had in Raid Shadow Legends, I thought that it would be worth doing something like this, and I thought that it would be a fun little twist. So with that being said, that is going to be it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed, and if you enjoyed this video, if you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help out, tossing a quick like means more than you can imagine as well, so thank you to all of you guys who do that. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check them out, but if not, until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.